As you're looking at your screen, this is a form of a simulation, the matrix, so to speak. All of these ones and zeros that create these realms that we go to and fro. A lot of times in these realms, we get stuck in these boxes. And inside these boxes, it narrows down our perspective. It narrows down to a 9 to 5 job, living paycheck to paycheck, worrying about paying bills, taxes, what governing bodies in place, what the laws are, and all of these kind of things. This is a way to keep you lost and busy, so you do not realize who and what you truly are, the divine within you. So this is where we all pretty much start out. When we come in as children, we learn the ways through school, through church, through many different programs, so to speak, that are put in place that keep us in these boxes. But we are at a time where we're coming out of these boxes. We're seeing the matrix code. We're able to go beyond and jump realm to realm, realizing that we are quantum. We are not just this avatar. We are so much more. Okay, let's move on. Just trying to give some time for people to come on in and join in on the live stream and see how many people are getting their notifications and coming in to you know, see what's going on over here. So first, let's come out of the box. We're out of that box. Now we're seeing things from a wider perspective. Now, let's get rid of the codes, all of the programs. And let me continue to move down since I'm doing this live. Bear with me. You're now looking at the Awake and Activate page. We're going to move up to this. This is what we are. This is our true essence. This is what surrounds us. We are these beautiful rainbows, and we bounce back and forth through all these different realms. Let me get over where I can see the chat and join in with you guys. Well, hello, Hebrew and Lisa and Biker Babe and Mimi. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. We're going to talk about today. I have a list here. Yeah, what this is behind me is a toroidal field. Also, can be known as our Merkaba, our transportation vehicle whenever we go outside of our body, or when our consciousness will shift over to another realm where we have a stronger awareness there. And I want to talk about many things that have come up from 2015 to 2016 that can help us to understand more about this and how in the very beginning I made a video. This was when I was still using my phone, my cell phone, and it was called Are We Multidimensional Travelers? And a lot of times the information that we're getting, these understandings that we're getting, we don't quite get the concept, but over time it sinks in and it becomes a part of our reality. It becomes our new way of walking, our new way of understanding. And being a multidimensional traveler is out of the box, breaking out of that paradigm, and realizing the freedom that you have to travel from realm to realm. Now, a lot of times people will say that they're surrounded by NPCs. Well, all that could be is that the avatar that is there, that their consciousness is more aware in another realm, and the NPC, so to speak, is still a conscious being, but their main consciousness is focused on another realm or another aspect that they are participating in. Something to think about. Um, let's see. In our Merkaba is something close to the toroidal field. And I want to tell you, a toroidal field surrounds just about everything. Everything has its own toroidal field, even the earth. The earth has a toroidal field. That's why we hear a lot about inner earth beings and things of that nature. You know, depending on where you're at, what realm that you are observing from, uh, you could be in one of those realms observing from the inner earth, where the sun would look different, the stars would look different, everything would look different because you're observing from a completely different realm. Hi, my 5D. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I am still working on the Greek gods and goddesses because I think the more that we know and the more that we understand, then the more we'll know about ourselves and all the gifts and abilities that are within us. Let me show you guys something. I keep these close by. They're very precious to me. When we went camping, I was given some more, but actually, Biker Babe makes these, and I keep them in a little bouquet. Uh, because and they all have little sayings and stuff that go with them. They're so precious to my heart, and you know, I just wanted to share that. And the video that YouTube is censoring, um, these are in that video almost all the way through it. So, because I was just holding on to them, and just even as my hands were animated, they were, yeah, they showed themselves. Okay, so much gratitude, Biker Babe. They're beautiful, and anybody that has been blessed enough to have some, you can feel, as I was talking about, you know, some of these gifts, these amazing gifts that I've received from people, you can feel the love that goes into them, and the intention when they're giving them to you is it's in there, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Okay, I'll put them back in their little vase. Okay, now the toroidal field that we were looking at yesterday was going a little slower, but the channel name is Awake and Activate. So, and remember to go onto the community page and put your vote in on what you want to see, what you want to learn, what you want to know more about, so that way I know what direction to go in to enhance the experience for you. Also, if none of those apply, leave a comment and I will receive the comment on what it is that you're looking for. So, because this is all about sharing what we know and learning so we can grow. Now, I want to make, and I also am putting out the message videos. When I get messages, I make the videos, and I still continue to do those. And I am still looking and posting videos on tools for discernment, because discernment is really important at this time. And the universal law and quantum beings. Okay, some other announcements. Paula Kruger will be on Friday, 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So look forward to her coming on. Eileen will be coming on. John Binney will be coming on, and Jacob Israel. Now, I will be spacing them out, so I'm not going to just bombard you with interview after interview. And I'm talking to Shane about possibly coming on because we are at a point where, um, well, okay, I'll abbreviate it as FE. If I say FE, I'm sure you guys understand what I am talking about. Um, in the video that's been censored, that I will be releasing as soon as I get an email from them, they're showing it all good now, but you don't know what they're going to do. So, um, I was talking about, the possibility of your dominant consciousness being in a place where, and I actually uh, went and actually grabbed an article of an incoming asteroid in 2014. Now, if your dominant consciousness was there, um, and seeing this come in and you went through that and then moved over here, then of course you would be fighting for FE and trying to discredit the NASA because of the trauma that you went through with your dominant consciousness being there, and then you moved over into this realm. So you would want to feel protected by a firmament above to not allow that to come into your consciousness again. That's how powerful that we are. We can create with our consciousness and make something so real that it becomes a reality. So, this is just something to think about. I'm not going to say whether it is flat or round. I have not been up there far enough uh, in any kind of a spacecraft, so to speak, to be able to, say one way or the other. What you see behind me is what I see the Earth looking like. So, which is a toroidal field of energy. Everything is energy, and how we are all connected. Um, let's see what you guys talking about in the chat. If you want me to see, or you want me to answer a question or say something at my name, and then I'll know. Otherwise, I'll think you guys are just talking to each other, and I don't like to skip anybody, because then I feel like, oh. And it is a one person operation here, so I do the best that I can to be able to address everybody in there. So okay, now okay, so who's going to be coming on and sharing the gifts and sharing their gifts and their tools that they have to enhance and awaken your gifts and your infinite possibility. But the one thing that we always need to remember is universal law. Now, as you know, I was brought up with the culture of Christianity. And with Christianity, it is in the Bible about the angels. But what if I was to tell you that the aliens of today are the angels of yesterday? And the God of this earth, which is also in scripture, is the one that wants to be like the most high, and pretty much it's like in code. So that would be like a hostile takeover, putting us into what I showed you in the beginning, into these overlapping programs of this simulation to keep us in our little boxes, and so we do not discover who and what we truly are. Well, we're going through this process of discovering who and what we are, but universal law are the sum of what, with being brought up with Christianity, is to, love our Creator who gives us the very essence of His being or her being. Or I don't even feel right giving our Creator a sex. I think it belittles the intelligence, the design, of this place. But to share their essence with us, to animate us, and that, we are quantum, we are able to manifest and create. We are very powerful. We just have been usurped and did not understand, and have not understood how powerful we actually are. So, with universal law, the sum of the law is to love our Creator and love our neighbors as ourselves. A lot of people have problems with self love. Now, you've got to, like I say, get your house in order. And you can't love your neighbor as yourself unless you're loving yourself. Do you see the parable in that? And as we are awakening and we're going through this together, we're getting this it's in our root. It's remembering. It's remembering who we are, what has been forgotten, long forgotten, possibly lifetimes ago, that this happened and now it's our time to come back up. Because remember, it even says there, 2/3 did not fall. So, we can't say that, you see a spaceship in the sky that it's going to be a malevolent being. We don't know that. Just like when you're dealing with human beings, you can't say, one race is all bad and one race is all good. We are very multifaceted and very, there's a lot more going on there. And with our sovereignty and our choice, our free choice, we don't want to impose our gifts and our abilities to control another. That's what we've been living under for all this time, and we're coming out of that. And why we need to show patience is because it takes a long time for people to lose this programming that's been ingrained into us since we were born, to the freedom and sovereignty that we truly do have within us, along with clairvoyance, clairaudio, dreams, visions, manifestation, procreating. You just have to lose the fear and the doubt and realize who and what you are. Also, by shifting back and forth into these different realms, there are days where I feel like, even though I am surrounded by a sea of people, that I feel like there's not a lot of people there. Like, there's not a lot of people that are conscious in that area. And it's actually kind of peaceful. I'm sure that as I'm telling you guys these things, you're like, I have days like that too. So there's nothing going on with me that is not going on with you. And equality is one of the, really, it's the cornerstone of it. Love and equality is so vital, and it is so much of an integral part. Respecting each other, and the bad ones, the ones that crept in or came in to take over, they're being rooted out. But it takes time, and we also have to want that. We've had people creep into this awakening process trying to, a red flag for me is when somebody says they have all the answers and that you can't be them because they're gifted and you're not. They're better than you and you're not. That should be a red flag right there, because there's nothing that they're doing that you can't do yourself, unless you're one of the ones that came in to usurp mankind and take over, which that's coming to an end. So when we see a lot of things going on in the sky, realize that there's a lot of help out there for us, and we are being protected, but we have everything within us to be able to defend ourselves. Because do you think the Creator would make us so we could not take care of ourselves? Of course not. We have just forgotten, and it's time for us to remember of one of the biggest trappings they have, or think they'll throw, everything at you that is worldly to try to pull you back down. Just as you're starting to peek your head out the other side, they'll throw things at you. Like, example, losing my daughter, to put trauma and try to pull me back down. But I know she is still around. I can feel her divine presence. I feel her love. I feel her energy. So she's here, she's there, she's everywhere, but she's on the other side, and she's got the knowledge, and she knows, things that we're discovering here. But when you go on to the other side, you can't help unless you're asked. And that's another thing. We're taught to pray. Well, prayer, we're asking, but not for worldly things, for things that will help mankind as a whole. And then we get answers. Our prayers get answered because we're asking for that divine help. We will get the answers. I want to share something with you. A painting that was sent to me that was done after my daughter passed away. Hope it comes through clear for you guys to see it. Let's see. I'm going to wait till it comes up on my screen because I know I'm a few seconds behind you. But notice the person painted her, raise up a little higher, painted her with wings. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And it was my cousin that painted this beautiful painting of my beautiful daughter, who I miss hugging. I miss talking to her. I miss having discussions with her. But I treasure this, and apparently this is how she sees her, with wings, and it was a beautiful, beautiful gift to receive, and I treasure them all. Gifts from the heart are worth more than money. I mean, it's just oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Now, I mentioned that John Binney is going to be coming on here with us. I'm going to go ahead, and I have gotten his permission, so there won't be any copyright, or don't need to put up the Fair Use Act or anything like that. And realize that his the link is in the description box. If you want to go and subscribe, he puts out a new high vibe song a day. So let me pull that up for you guys so you can enjoy this, and I'll be right back with you. Where are you, John? There you are.
My heart burning fire of love for you right now. Every living thing in this universe, I'm sending my love, flowing to my brothers and sisters. When my heart's around others, my heart is pulsing to energy, waves There's no void anymore. We filled it with all our love, dancing with love and this fire of love flowing through brothers and sisters, sending love to every living creature. My heart is pulsing to energy, wings of love. Sending love, sending love, sending love all to you. We're sending love, we're passing love, we're sending love to all of you.
The stream's not over, guys. I'm just playing a song for you.
Brothers and sisters, our love resonates to every living creature. My heart is pulsing to energy, wings of love. My heart is pulsing to energy, wings of love, love, love. Ooh, love, love. My love to you.
Wasn't that absolutely beautiful? Such talent. And he'll be coming on because, like I said, we're going into no longer sharing experiences. We still are sharing experiences, absolutely. Oh, Biker Babe, thank you so much. What a doll. 1111 Gateways. Love it. Love it. And actually, Paula Kruger, that's coming on Friday. It will be October 11th, and she's coming on at 11 a.m. So 11:11, and she does meditations, and there's so many people out there putting these tools out, and I'm sure everybody knows about Shane's 8 at 8 on Saturdays with Eileen. So this is more about now, let's put tools in our toolbox that will make us stronger and more powerful from within. And, it's all about, if you resonate with somebody, that you can glean from them. But we don't want to be followers. We do want to learn. And there's teachers out there, but it's like grazing. You graze at that table and you pick it up, and then you graze at another, and you continue to grow, because realizing that the equality in each of us and the consciousness, where our dominant consciousness is, could make us appear like we are an NPC in one realm where we're actually, in the fifth density, sixth or seventh density, and that's where it may feel like there you don't feel so much pressure. Like uh, we all unlock our heart. Our heart seems to be one of the first things that exploded open. At least for me, it was, and I could feel what was going on around everybody around me, and it was hard to discern what was mine and what was somebody else's. And with each of these, that comes a little bit of a learning curve, but with the tools that we're sharing, it will help us to be stronger and learn to get mastery on these gifts. Where in the old time, under this old lowercase God that has put these layers and layers of excuse me, programming over us, where we were only allowed to have one gift or another gift, and that was just people's mentality. All the gifts are available to you. The one that you are the most passionate about will be the one you gain mastery on first, but that doesn't limit you to only having one or another. You can have multiple gifts operating in you simultaneously. And a lot of us have already had multiple gifts operating in us simultaneously. We just weren't conscious of it. So it's like coming from our heart into our mind, and it's exploding out. Like the toroidal field is coming in and it's going out, it's coming in, and your field gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, and that makes your light shine brighter and brighter. Now, I put the link for the beautiful John Binney's video that I used in the description box. So you can go directly over there, and I recommend you subscribe to him because he puts one out a day. He writes them, and it's like he is so connected with his divine self that he is able to just within 5 minutes play a brand new high vibe song. What a way to wake up, to listening to a high vibe song to set your day into motion. These tools, these gifts, these abilities that we all have, and how they snap together and they bring us together and lock us, because we need each other. We need each other in this. So when I'm looking at people that are very staunch FE people, it makes me wonder if when that impact happened in 2014, if that was where their dominant conscious was at the time, and when they came here, they're wanting to feel, because of that traumatic event, they're wanting to feel safe and secure. So that's why I'm talking to Shane about coming on, because he does the BQHT healing, which puts you under, and you can go into past lives or things that are going on, past traumas, and clear them out, so that way you can operate fully and have your toroidal field like a rainbow with no dents in it, and just flowing, just and you being aware of it. And just do this test. If there's days where you feel like you're just having a great day, and you just don't feel a lot of pressure from other people, like, because we were talking about being empathic, is it a possibility that there's not a lot of people that are holding their dominant consciousness in that realm at that time? Something to think about. So, and then there's other realms where you go to and you're like, you feel overwhelmed because, there's a lot of people with their dominant consciousness there, and they are operating in these gifts unaware, and they could be doing harm to others unaware. And that's why learning the universal law, which is, respecting each other's sovereignty, free will, right to choose, and not imposing our will over somebody else's, because we're coming out of that, and we're coming up and out, and it's a process. A lot of us, and I'm sure I am talking preaching to the choir here. I get some new names in here. That's nice. Yes, the full armor of God. Yes, God did not put us here unequipped. So let's see. It was Janice Ames and Red Shirt Blues, and oh, hi, my 5D skies. Or I always say that, my skies 5D. Dead GPK. I mean, there's people that are, and those two are really good at getting sky images, and I can tell by the images in the sky that they're realm hopping, because there's some that they take where it looks like pink clouds with like a purpley sky background. Um, or you can see ones where you can actually see the frequency, and it looks like a weird cloud formation. And not like the puffy white clouds, but you could actually see like energy, being, or frequency being pushed into the clouds. It's just amazing. And by them cataloging what they're doing, they're actually showing, the different locations that they're um, coming in and out of, and bringing back with them in order to share. Because that's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. The post that has not been released, I had to go somewhere else to grab that information and bring it back forward, because it'll seem like we're going in circles with because that is something else that's coming out again. The asteroid, or the planet Nemesis or Nibiru, is coming back. And what when you start to realize that these scripts are running over and over, and they're overlaying and overlaying, just realize that that's where we need to show patience, because um, other people who have not quite become self-aware, they're running over and over for their benefit. It's not malevolent, it's benevolent. Okay? So it's not that we're going to get hit with an asteroid. It is that this is something that will help to awaken their consciousness, so they're more self aware, and then get the understanding of universal law, which is the same as what Christ said. So and you'll notice that I do revert to the Bible a lot, but I am not religion. Take religion off the table. Put equality in its place. But I think each of us were given a book, a piece in the different ones, and when we come together as one under universal law, which is, love our creator and love our neighbors as ourselves, we have completed the law, and that would be for universal law. And then you wouldn't want to impose your will onto somebody else. You don't want to control others. You want them to have their sovereignty. You want them to have all the gifts unlocked within them. And the more responsible that you are with that understanding, the more they open up within you, and the more powerful and potent they become, because it's your heart is constantly being, how people talk about, being going in front of the judgment of God. Okay, what if I was to tell you that we're continuously being judged by God? And by that, what I mean is, where is our heart at? Are we wanting to impose our will over others? How, what is our condition? What is, where are we at? And then by that, we're judged on whether or not something else can unlock within us, whether our, our awareness can, and the more powerful and the more strength you have to fend off anything, to discern the ones that mean you harm or want to put a hierarchy over you, and to come out of this control system and make it into a voluntary system. I don't know many people going through this process that want harm to come to anybody. Our hearts go to wanting everybody to have a roof over their head, food in their home, to be taken care of. You know, it's not about who's got the newest, latest car. It's not, your whole heart condition changes, and it goes to benefit everybody, not just yourself. So, and that would be loving your neighbor as yourself. But a lot of people, like I said, I'm not trying to repeat myself over and over, but we have to love ourselves. So if you're fighting with depression or, things like that, there's, we need to get the tools out there for people and point them in the right direction so they can realize the beautiful, divine, sovereign being that is able to do all things and love themselves, so then they can love their neighbor as themselves. A lot of times when people are trying to control over people or do things like that, they are insecure in some way, and they kind of project it out. So um, that's why it is so important that you learn how to take care of self care first, and then you spread it out to others around you. It's an energetic thing. It's not a matter of, physically going over and handing somebody $1. It's an energetic flow that is life changing. Where you could walk through a store, and if you're flowing and everything is, just moving along, you could change somebody's day and they don't even know what just happened to them, and then they can end up, waking up to what's going on around them and realize that they are loved unconditionally. And unconditional love automatically comes with unconditional forgiveness. Um, yes, it does. It takes patience. Yes, Dad. Yes. Red shirt. Did I miss the question? Um, is the Effie where the Earth was destroyed in another dimension? Now that is a possibility. I don't take anything off the table, but uh, as we're seeing that, we're rising up. It seems like we're our own stumbling block, the old programming. The world where it was taken over could have been, very well been destroyed. So that war in the heavens is over. All of the prophecies have already been fulfilled, but a lot of people don't remember that because, they, when you came over here, I just noticed that there was this huge influx of people having dual memories or remembering, things, logos on cars or products or iconic movie lines. The Mandela effect, for example, um, all of these people all of a sudden at the same time woke up and they started talking about this stuff. And at the same time, so did the FE topic came up. There were several dominant topics that came up. And then also people started talking more about aliens. Now, but aliens have been a conversation piece in all the different realms. It's been pretty consistent. So they could be called watchers. And some of the descriptions of some of the aliens and even the captures that we got when we went camping remind me of, again, what's in the Bible on the faces, the different faces that, So the vehicle didn't have to turn because it had a face. It just would move this way, then move this way, and then move this way. But it never had to actually, like how we do with a car, turn the wheels because it already had a face facing that direction. And each of those faces seemed to represent a different type of one of the angels. Some mainly the ones that surround Creator's throne. So something to think about. Does anybody have any questions? Um, yeah, the Sagittarius. Yeah, that that's something that's really interesting. There, Red Shirt Blues. I'm from Sagittarius, so my soul traveled. Would you say 80,000 light years instantly? Stunning to realize that. Yes, it is. It can shock people. It can cause them to go a little squirrely in the mind, to realize that now we're on an Orion spur. Where did that come from? Where did that information, and we are. The stars look different in the sky. The sun has changed. The moon has changed. You know, I have never, when growing up, I never remember the moon smiling at me. But then when the moon smiled at me, I was like, what in the heck is going on? Here's something funny I wanted to tell you guys. Because I don't want it just to be serious. This is, I mean, because this process is beautiful. It's wonderful. And, you know, I want to put out any information that I can to make it easier on you to move along. And you probably will pass me because I'm a little thick. It's been 20 years for me. So I may give you some tools and then you're just going to go zip, zip, zip right past me. And then I can learn from you. See, that's how the equality thing and the respect thing works. But my husband was building this shed in the backyard. Well, I don't know how this happened, but we were blessed with some funds. And I have, from an automobile accident, I had my neck broke and my back broke. And so aqua therapy and exercising in water was the best way for me to be able to, tone up and exercise and keep everything moving and the blood flowing and things like that. So he starts building this shed. And when he built this shed, he built it like, picture those big old barns that has that little flappy door and the kids sitting up there, and they got the hay in there and then the horses are down in the... It's got that kind of a roof and it completely blocked the evening sun. And I said, what the heck? You just blocked out the sun from the pool. What are you doing? The very next day, the sun started coming on a diagonal. And now I have full evening sun on the swimming pool. Even he was like, what? What just happened? So there's things that happen that are for the good, because the swimming pool is not just to benefit myself, but anybody, the neighborhood children, as long as their parents are here with them in the pool and they're watching them. I don't mind if they want to come over and use it. It's something that instead of having this surgery that would have cost much more, that would have only helped me, we were able to put in a swimming pool, didn't need the surgery, and that benefits a bunch of people instead of just myself. So yeah, when he was building that barn, I guess I still call it a barn. He calls it a shed, but it's a barn, you guys. I've shown you pictures of it, I think, but yeah. Jose! Hi, lovey. I don't know, she missed, were you here when I showed the art, Jose? Should I show it again? Just for you. Jose is a beautiful artist, and she paints some beautiful mandalas and pretty much anything. She can, that is the gift that she, it's just natural for her she's a very artistic person. So here, I'll show it. I'll show it one more time. Just for you, Jose. Hope you can see it good because I'm not looking at OBS. But my cousin painted this for me of Shannon, and she painted it with her having wings. So, yeah, just for you, Jose, the artist in the house. But we all are artists in different ways. Some of us, can take artistic pictures of the sky. Some of us, create the videos. Some of us are multiple artistic, and able to write poetry or, spontaneous songs, speak from higher self. And usually when someone's speaking from their higher self, it comes out poetic and beautiful and artistic. And it's just a way of us expressing ourselves and our divine sovereignty and beauty. And in art, when people are using art to express themselves, have you noticed how that follows universal law? That does not encroach on anybody else's sovereignty. They look at your art and it is, up to the observer on how they view the art. A lot of artists will let the observer see what they see in their art. They try not to say, well, this is what I was painting and da 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 da. They'll present the painting and allow you to get the emotional attachment to the painting. And so yeah, that's what I love about art. Is that it's beautiful, it's divine, and it's divinely inspired. So high vibe dancing videos, yes, yes. Yeah, you like it? I know, I was surprised. Did you know she didn't paint until when I lost my aunt? She started painting at that time, and that wasn't that long ago. Not the aunt that I went to go and take care of. She passed away after her mom, my other aunt. But she's really come a long way with her art in a very short period of time. It was just like it got activated in her, and like she's just loving it. Hope it's not buffering for anybody else. Oh, looks like it's buffering for me. Looks like we've been going for 53 minutes. Thank you so much, Biker Babe, for the super chat. The super chats help immensely. Any support helps. It's accepted with gratitude. It goes always right back into the channel and making things better for you. I love you guys so much. Thank you, all my mods. It's like most of you guys are my mods. Jose has a channel. She hasn't been that active, but she has Lightworker chats. So, you may want to go check her out, or at least subscribe so when she does come on, you get a notification. Dead GPK, there's a playlist on my home screen of his sky phenomena. So if you just want to sit there and watch him, he puts music to a lot of them, and some of them he's actually speaking. So he's got his own playlist on my home page, so you can go check that out. So yeah, and again, let me tell you that Paul Kruger will be on Friday, October 11th at 11 a.m. 11:11. So that should be easy for you guys to remember. Eileen will be coming on soon. John Beanie will be coming on, and Jacob Israel. I'll space them out, so I'm trying to get more active live and still creating content for you guys. But I still want to I want to keep close contact because this is a relationship. This is about everybody. We're all in this together. And yeah, you guys enjoy your realm hopping and your quantum jumping, whether you've mastered doing it through meditation when you're awake, or if you're doing it in your sleep. Many tools, and I could talk about either. So Remember to go to the community page and let me know what you guys want to hear more about, so that way I can make sure that I'm taking care of what it is that you need to know to help you grow. And remember to share what you know, because I like to listen and grow. I'm in this with you. I love you all so much. Peace.